Second Lady Usha Vance, who was a registered Democrat as recently as 2014, sat down for a new interview and talked about whether her personal views ever clashed with her role as Second Lady. Take a look.
I wonder if you feel fully comfortable in the universe that you're in now?
What do you mean?
In the political universe that you're in.
Well, I do feel very comfortable in that no one has ever asked me to engage in any kind of litmus test on anything. And I feel very comfortable in that world. I don't feel like I have to walk around pretending anything of any sort. The expectation is that we are going to be open-minded and have a conversation, and that I'll provide meaningful input from, you know, the perspective of someone who loves him and wants him to succeed. So even if we don't agree, I think it's always very productive.
So I'm supposed to ask y'all, does it surprise you to hear her say this?
To say what?
That she doesn't always agree. She doesn't always agree with her husband. I think that's very relatable.
Yeah.
I don't always agree with my husband either. But I would hope that in a lot of the stuff was talking about how persuasive he is. He at one point said that she said he could either run for vice president or have a fourth child, and he said, "Oh, I have both." I would hope that she's as persuasive back to him, because I think when you have someone you trust and love and you're not defending yourself, but you're listening, she could really maybe get to him on some issues he doesn't see from certain perspectives.
She doesn't talk to him about politics? Is that what you said?
No. She just said no one's told her how to speak or behave.
Right.
She says she's a close, that he has political advisors, but that he certainly comes to her and asks her opinion on certain issues. Look, I think we're going through...
because other than politics, what else does a couple have to talk about? Don't forget to pick up the low-fat milk. These are the conversations.
I just think I think it's a difficult thing to talk about, because you don't know what's going on in a marriage, and she's sitting there, she's married to the vice president. She was a Democrat in 2014. She's pregnant now. But I will say that it just couldn't be me. It wouldn't be me. I think our country's in an existential crisis. This is not a game. I think your values need to align, especially times like this. And some things are deal breakers. I mean, one of the things that he said about his wife's religion, she's Hindu, he said, I do hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church. Yeah, honestly, I do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it that way. And she has said that her Hindu parents, she's of Indian heritage, their Hindu faith is what made them great parents, and she doesn't want to separate from that. So I think when your spouse is saying, I want you to be a different religion, I don't know, that's something that's just very far apart to me.
The whole political scene right now is weird, because people, like you say, she was a Democrat till 2014. Her husband called Trump a moral disaster. And yet here they are, kissing his butt every day. It's unbelievable to me how many people have done a 180 on everything that they believed before.
For power.
For power and money.
And are you saying that maybe she has done that 180 so that her husband could also,
of course,
for
she's
power.
Addicted to the power also,
so that
and the
feels
perks.
like hypocrisy, because this is a smart woman. She is a lawyer. She was Yale educated. I believe that's where they met. This is a woman that had a life of her own, and now all of a sudden, maybe not so much. I don't know.
I also, think it's brave for, a woman to say, I disagree with, Vance, I have very big problems with, as someone whose family is from Appalachia, West Virginia. He made and wrote a book about being a hillbilly.
Is he really
from there? He's from the Rust Belt, and he made a $45 million movie about poor people, and he didn't even shoot it in the area to provide jobs to the very people that he was making money off of. And so please read What You're Getting Wrong About Appalachia instead. That's a book that it's actually true. And, but I do, we're talking about hypocrisy. I've got some blowback before for criticizing, I'm a lifelong progressive. I had blue hair and rescue pit bulls. We also, I think there's something very patriotic about criticizing your own party and pointing out hypocrisies within your own party, you know, and
Democrats do it all the time.
we do it all the time. No, completely. And so, but for
Yeah.
her to feel a little bit like doesn't know where she is, I think there's a lot of people who do feel like this and they don't have the time, you know, we necessarily all have to be looking at the news all day and to be sort of like figuring out what's right and wrong. There's days where I'm just like, I don't know anymore. I'm just literally at the point where my party, the person I'm voting for, is anyone not a pedophile? Whoever's not a pedophile, is anyone not attracted to children?
Which party is that you're talking about? When you say the party,
I just mean like who doesn't think kids are hot?
And
I'm voting
also,
for that person.
Yeah, she's got 4 kids. She's got a lot of stuff on her mind.
Yeah.
And one coming. Because from what I recall, it's been so long. That is not an easy thing to carry these babies.
No,
and they seem to get bigger and bigger every year.
And she's got 3 other before that.
And she's got like, listen, her life is her life, our lives are our lives.
Correct.
We all are trying to do the best we can. I'm not mad at any woman who's trying to live her life.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at her.
She didn't seem psyched to be in that interview either. She seems like she's had it.
No, you know, and because, she's swollen, you know, she's
Her and
carrying.
Melania are just like,
you know,
like they all seem miserable.
Give
every
me
time.
a cigarette.
Yeah.